What's happening, HD Nation? Hey, Zach Edwards here with another, let's see, Sneak Peek Thursday, I think. This is one I'm going to explain to you what our next 3 years looks like when it comes to tournaments. Okay, so we have the normal tournaments. We have ambassadors that host tournaments for us all around the US. We have between 60 and 70, I think. So, from there, we have the many tournaments all over the place. Well, we want to bring them all together at different points. So we're actually going to create 5 to 6 regions throughout the United States, and we're going to host what's called regional tournaments. Now, to test that out, this year we're going to go around and we're going to test out 2 different areas. One on the West Coast, or at least around the Rockies probably, and then we're also going to do one on the East Coast, or at least somewhat near larger portions of our players. One of the largest areas that has players is actually in right outside of St. Louis. It's like just a little east of there, and that's going to be basically Edwardsville, Collinsville. The retail store that we're going to prototype our first regional tournament is in Troy, Illinois, and we'll host it there come this October. We have some amazing things there, much like we're going to be debuting new decks. We're going to be doing this new challenge. So if you don't go to tournaments because you think that someone might beat you, or that you don't have the skills to do it because people stack their decks, there is no stacking decks in this one. I'm trying to think if I should tell you everything, because again, this is Sneak Peek Thursday. I want to give you a sneak peek, but I don't want to give you too much. But we will guarantee that there will be no stacking of decks. So if you have a problem with people stacking decks, don't let that be something that holds you back from coming to our regional tournaments. One of our greatest deck stackers, there we go, it's actually a young man by the name of Trace. Trace will not be bringing his stacked deck. So come as you are and just have fun. And this will be truly proving your skills with Historical Conquest, because you cannot stack your decks. You can bring them, but when we're playing the actual tournament, the finalized version, there's no stacking decks. So, in addition to that, we are also having, so that will be our 2 regional tournaments. We'll be having those then. This is 2018, so we are having them this year. We have found our location being Underground Dojo in Troy, Illinois, for the East Coast section. Basically, we're breaking into 2. But we have not found one in the West. So if you have a place you would like to go, and if there's a large body of players in the area, please submit that to us. Send that, put in the comments below. Give us some suggestions. If you have a retailer, we're only hosting them at retailers, so it has to be a big enough retailer to hold 100 people or so. And the retailers will make a good amount of money just hosting these regional tournaments. So it's a win-win for them. And if you're trying to talk them into selling Historical Conquest, this is a huge selling point. I need to tell you about that. Okay, in a follow-up, I think it'll be a follow-up video, I'm going to tell you about how we're doing the ambassadorship. So whatever Wednesday became Ambassador Wednesday, we are going to teach you how to make a good amount of money using Historical Conquest and getting your retailers to do it. And you don't have to do much work at all. Not much. There's a little bit of work, but not much, and it's just having fun. So I'll tell you more about that on a whatever Wednesday. But that's our regional tournaments. That's this year. Next year for our tournaments, we are doing our regular tournaments. We are doing our regional tournaments, 5 to 6 places all around the US. Then we're also going to do our national tournaments, which will be held right here in Kansas City for next year. This will be our prototype for our national tournament. And it may travel, it most likely will travel. But for the first year, as we test this out, it will be smack dab in the middle of the United States. So it's 2 days for everyone to drive and attend. That way everyone can be part of this, because we want as many people as possible to be part of this. And we'll be getting a large venue, a large event center, so we can actually host these tournaments. It might not be as big as we were hoping for the first year. I'm hoping it blows our minds with how many people. But just in case, it might not be as big because we're prototyping it. This is just the beginning. We didn't give anyone advance notice. You basically have 2 months to save up money to drive And also, as soon as we get those dates together, you have to find out if it works in your schedule. When we host next year's regional tournaments, you will know well in advance, so you can save money, you can save time, basically plan out when you can have the tournament, or when you can attend the tournament. And you will actually know that at the beginning of 2019, so you have months in advance. But this is the really cool thing. So regional tournament, or regular tournaments, regional tournaments, and the prototype national tournaments. Following year, 2020, this is a goal. My sales guy thinks it's going to be 2021. I am totally for 2020 to prototype our first international tournament. So again, last time I shared this, I gave you a little bits of this because we're still putting it together. We're still putting it together right now. But I wanted to give you a little sneak peek into what we're thinking and how it's going to run out, how it's going to run. So this year we are doing the regional tournaments. So don't question that. That's the part that's set in stone. We just have to find out where we're going to be setting a stone. We're setting that stone down. Anyways. So also what we're going to do, before the international tournaments, we have our regular tournaments. We have our regional tournaments. We even have our national tournaments. Then we have our international tournaments. And this is just an idea. I thought it'd be awesome because we are doing we want to pay back, or at least reward, those that win the national tournaments. If you win the national tournaments, our venue for the international tournaments is over in Scotland, in a castle. We're gonna have all of it done in a castle. So we're renting out a castle for a few days. If you want to stay in the castle with us, you have to be, this again, just an idea. We're throwing this out. It may change a little bit, but this is what we're hoping to do. If you want to stay in a castle, to tell everyone that over the summer you slept in a castle, you have to be a national tournament champion. You got to be one of the finalists. So practice up. Again, you have 2 years to do this. So practice up. Save your money. Go to Scotland. We'll actually host you in the castle. If there's 100 rooms, we'd host 100 people. If there's 10 or 20 rooms, we'll only be able to host 10 or 20. That's minus our staff, because we're bringing our staff to be there as well. And there'll be authentic food. There'll be reenactments. There'll be tourism. You'll be able to go around and see the sights. So this is all a big package that we're going to do to host Historical Conquest in Scotland. So this is the really cool thing. If you have questions about this, you have comments, you think we're crazy, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think that you would come if we hosted a tournament in Scotland? Would you come? If we gave you plenty of time, plenty of notice, you had nothing on the schedule, you could even save up the money, would you come? I want to know. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow actually. Take care. Bye.